Okay, can you hear me there? You can hear me. Great. Okay, let me just pull up the screen and we'll get started off. Have you got your the two screens open on the coalitionmovement.camp.org page? You do? Yeah. If you just press pause on your screen, that should. Yeah, that's what I learned last time. So Gabe, great to speak to you. And I was actually only halfway through watching your video. So perhaps you could begin by just giving us a brief reprise of what the Green Tribe is all about. Oh, okay. We wait. Okay, we're just giving people a chance to watch the video. You still hear me there, Gabe? Great, okay. Let's just go. Let's take it away. We're a couple of, well, a few minutes early, but you were actually scheduled for an hour ago, so I don't so I suppose it matters. So let me start by saying, I apologize that we had this bit of a session hiccup, but this is just what happens when you're throwing these events together on the fly. So please go ahead and okay, great. Okay, well, why don't you go ahead and tell us about the Green Tribe? Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. Cool. That's is this? Yeah. It sounds fairly labor intensive. This ongoing process of scouring the net for information and collating it all, putting it on the site. It's obviously something that needs to be constantly updated. I mean, do you have a? I guess you just got a small team of people working on this. How labor intensive is it? Yeah. Cool. Okay. Now, Michael's thrown a question out. Uh, there's been a lot of talk this afternoon about the value of interoperability between platforms. Have you been around for any of that discussion? Uh, right. The idea, simply put, is that one platform will find a way of connecting its service to another platform, perhaps with a whole different set of functions, so that the two platforms, well, that the users of the platforms can sort of draw on the resources of each. Now you've got a website which includes these different functions. Have you considered sort of branching out, linking up with other sites, such as Appropedia, for example, which is focusing on appropriate technology and that kind of thing, so that your users could actually, spring over to Appropedia and vice versa. Any thoughts on that? Right. Jason has asked, what is the software that'll drive Green Tribe? You haven't launched the site yet, so there's no. He says, is there a staging site we can look at? Uh-huh. Right. Okay. Well, so that's two researchers and writers talking to one another about technical matters that they know very little about. Myself being a writer and researcher. Um, okay, people, any questions? Any questions for Gabe? Um, let's just open it to the floor and see what we get here. Jason, I see you had a few questions back there. Are there perhaps any specifics you'd like to throw out to the group? Okay. Jason wants. Here's the hard-hitting question. You know, this is the tough one. What is the unique value? Says Jason. What's the unique value of Green Tribe over the various other environmental directories you'll find out there? It's kind of a question thrown from the opposition. They always throw tough questions. You guessed it. He says he throws tough questions no matter what. Hmm. Okay. It's right, right. Um, so it's a kind of directory, is that right? But it's more than a directory because there's the social network dimension to it as well. Now, in your email to me, you mentioned that you guys were thinking about how you could use the social network dimension to promote innovation projects on Green Tribe. Uh, could you say a bit more about that? Yeah. Wow. Well, that sounds really cool. And you know, I've got to say, from my point of view, I find it tremendously inspiring that that groups like you are developing projects that are moving along the same lines as the coalition vision. Because when Simon Robinson and I started to develop the film back in mid 2008, we basically saw ourselves as developing a piece of science fiction, and we figured that nothing like we were describing was going to be around until 2012 or something like that. So it's incredible that already the kinds of ideas that we were thinking about there are being realized out there. That's really inspiring. Okay, guys. Questions for Gabe? I'm just calling out to the crowd here. Anyone have any questions, thoughts, provocations? Let's just give them a moment, see what comes up. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Chris from Apropedia says, have you got a quality collection of links as a seed for your directory? Have you thought about harvesting the external links from relevant Wikipedia and Apropedia articles? Cool. Okay. Okay, well, look, okay, so look, unless anyone has more, here we go, here we go. What kind of user interaction will there be in terms of rating, evaluating resources, rating and evaluating resources? So what kinds of user interactions will be involved in terms of rating and evaluating the resources in your directory? Uh-huh. Okay, well, Jason stepped up and said, well, look, most successful open source projects have very strong leadership, contrary to popular perception. I believe that is true. In fact, I think most of the most successful open source projects really just have a very small team of regular users and some kind of benevolent dictator who is providing that leadership function. Yeah. Now, Chris from Appropedia has another question for you. Are you actually on the chat? You on the chat, Gabe? You actually on the chat? Because you could just read these rather than me reading them out to you. I was looking at Chris's second question idea. Chris, could you elaborate on that a little? It's all silent from Chris. Hang on a sec. Let me just. Chris. Okay. I think Chris is touching on the interoperability issue again. How do you interact with other groups? No, that doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. Yeah. Yeah. Just take a stab at it. Oh. Uh-huh. Yeah. But Michael has made a great suggestion. He says, how about a council of green knowledge trust site providers? There's clearly a lot of interest from the Appropedia team in what you guys are doing. And I think it would be really interesting to get a little session together of people working in with environmental directories and green wikis, and maybe even some green innovation platforms people like Mayu create. Put these people together and to discuss questions of interoperability and collaboration. I think that's a great idea, Michael. That's something we should definitely consider. How would you feel about that, Gabe? Okay, great. Well, that sounds like the beginning of something beautiful, guys. Um, are there any more questions for Gabe? Okay. Well, look, thanks very much for dropping by and talking to us. The conversation's got a lot of interest, and hopefully it will bear all kinds of interesting fruit. Um, yeah, thanks very much, Gabe. I think we'll probably bring that to a close now because we're yeah. Well, thanks. It's been great. It's been a great session. I think Michael is now going to jump back on, and we're going to wrap things up and bring things to a close. So thanks again. Thanks very much, and we will look forward to seeing and exploring Green Tribe when it comes up online. See you later.